For the last year and a half, I've seen more requests for starting a business than I think I've ever seen before, which is fantastic, especially for me. That's my job. I love helping people. However, we're coming out of, I know, the pandemic. You're tired of hearing about it. Me too. We're heading into recession or we're already there, tired of hearing about that as well. One of the reasons I keep seeing that people are now wanting to do this is just life changes, right? We don't want to go back to the way it was. We see that life is short, insert blah, blah, blah reason here. And I've really kind of come across some red flags, so to speak, for people that do want to start a business. And I'm always pro business, but let's cover a few of those just in case you're an employee watching this or you know somebody else that does, you can share it with them. So, first, you see a need in the market for a product or service. It's something you really want, but you don't find it out there, not the way you want it. And you also don't really have any experience in that area. My family loves watching Shark Tank. That is when they're not forcing me to watch America's Got Talent, which America only has little talent, I guess. Anywho, Shark Tank, much better. One of the common themes throughout the show is you have this couple, usually parents. I don't know why that's always the case. And they have invented a new, I don't know, pacifier, or there's a new mat that goes on the floor for some oddball purpose, or how you carry luggage now. And they just didn't see it out in the market the way they wanted it. So they, made a prototype, sent it off overseas, got it started. It's manufacturing. Now they're going. They're still in their basement, bonus room, or whatever, still working full time. A lot of that seems to be, that they gained the experience as they went. What I'm running into, though, are folks that aren't doing that. They see a need in the market. We'll use food service as an example because that's always a popular one. Here in Gallatin, one of the veins of my existence is trying to help somebody get a bakery started and then keep it open. We're big enough for it. We just, Murphy's Law, whatever, we don't. And people say that, this is here and I just know it's going to be a hit. And everybody I talk to loves the idea. We just need it. Okay. What's your experience? Well, I do baked goods all the time at the church potluck. I'm always a hit. That's not really what we're talking about. If you see a need in the market and you have no experience, my strong suggestion is starting this thing on the side. I've got several clients right now, that are wanting to take out HELOCs on their homes, which the rate is higher than it's ever been in the past several years. Crack open that 401k at its lowest point, and then, start. Whatever this is, oh, by the way, just in case you didn't know, this is one of the wrong reasons. That's not necessarily a right reason to go and do this. So I'm going to encourage you to put pause on that and start it on the side if humanly possible. Now, a good or a different reason may be that you don't want to be dependent on somebody else to make a living. If we are headed into or already in a recession, job cuts are coming. Even though right now we still see that a ton of people are hiring, I can tell you that the job market is in fact changing. The ability for you to simply rely on the way that it's always been is not always the best idea. Multiple streams of income are usually your safest bet. They don't feel that way, but a lot of entrepreneurs I know, they feel safer in their world because they've got several ways they can go out and make money versus just hoping that somebody else will continue to take care of them. And even in that case, yes, I still think you should get this started on your own today on the side. Test it while it's cheap, and then one day you can make it a full-time thing. This is the right reason. You hate your job and you are just looking for any excuse to quit. My boss is a jerk. They changed the way we do everything. I can't stand missing time with my family. I get all of that. I understand it. One of my favorite movie scenes, Jerry Maguire, and it's right kind of close to the beginning. For those of you unfamiliar, Jerry Maguire, sports agent movie, Tom Cruise, where he has this midlife crisis of sorts and he realizes the way they've been doing things isn't the right way. And he's got this brilliant new way, just doing one client at a time. And he writes this manifesto, sends it out to everybody, and they're all high-fiving him at work until the boss pulls him in and boom, he's gone. On his way out, he has a meltdown. I don't need anything here. I don't need anything. Well, I'm going to take if you think I'm going to flip out, I'm not going to flip out, but I'm going to take these goldfish, which I think is a scene he stole from the jerk, Steve Martin. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. And I need this ashtray. And he takes 8 other things. That's funny. Different topic. And I think Renee Zellweger follows him out, and then 2 hours later, Rod Tidwell and the cute little kid with a neighbor, neighbor has 8 rabbits, blah blah blah. They're all done. Life is good. If you hate your job and you're looking for an excuse to quit, starting a business is not going to fix that. You're probably still going to hate your boss because you're going to be your own boss, won't have anybody else to blame. There's going to be all kinds of hours you have to work that you didn't have to work before, and you're going to have the stress and strain of doing that. Hating your job and then also having a plan and having something you've done on the side for a while, fine. Hating your job and just looking for an excuse to get out, not so much. Ultimately, though, you want to work your own schedule. And that's one of the top reasons when I talk to somebody, why do you want to start a business? And it's rarely to become rich. It's to do something they enjoy doing. They've got some experience. They've become good at it. And they say, I want to be able to come and go when I please. Great. I like a year 2 mark. The first couple of years, working long, ugly hours is kind of a thing. And if that's going to be a big hang up, maybe not so much, as long as you know that it's an investment, it's a period of time. In church, we'd call it a season of your life, which is a cute way of saying this is just how we're going to have to do it for a while. Make this little sacrifice to have our long-term commitment later so I can come and go as I please. That's the right reason. I have to because I can't find a job. Look, I get it, especially once you reach a certain age level. I'm 46. I know, if I were to have to leave my full-time job over the next decade or so, that makes it a little strenuous finding somebody else that would want to take me on at that point. It's not anything that's ever blatantly stated, but it's there. We know that. And then there's a variety of other factors that gets into I can't find a job. One of the red flags I remember I used to see at ServPro, Fire and Water Cleanup franchise, is that as we would bring in new franchisees to give them 2 weeks of training, ask them all about why they were getting into it. And almost all, had the right reasons laid out. Once in a while, and it was pretty rare because ServPro did a fantastic job of qualifying people, but once in a while, somebody would let it slip. Well, just had to buy me a job. Woof. Buy me a job means I was miserable where I was. I'm almost certainly going to be miserable now because the job I have actually cost me money instead of making me money out of the gate. And I'm still having to work more hours than I wanted to, working more hours than I did before. If you can't find a job, keep looking for a job just in case, you think starting a business will solve that. And right now, this is the sweet spot. There's still jobs available. They're going to start changing here soon. It's not going to be the way it's been for 2 years, but just keep looking for a job. So that's a wrong reason. Last but not least, I stated a second ago, people don't start businesses normally and they tell me, I just want to make all the money I can. I understand that. Money can't buy you happiness. I do understand that. Not having money sure can make you sad, though. If you want to make a lot of money, because that's going to fill in your other whys. And I know that's always a big thing. Thank you, Simon Sinek. Your why, your mission, your purpose, your whatever. It's fine. I get it. I appreciate it. But most people's whys that I know, when they finally distill it and boil down to it, their calling, what God asked them to do is to help other people and have some freedom in their life. That's what we all want. It's like 90% of our whys out there. Well, if you want to do that, guess what? Greases the wheels a little bit. Cash. So feel free to go out and make money. Make all the money you can. Do it structurally, soundly, and where you can scale. All the way back to my original point here. If you're making some money right now, cool. If you don't want to thrust your family into a specific situation that you're not quite prepared for, start on the side. Keep trucking forward with whatever your idea is and get a proof of concept and start building it and scaling it. Then you'll get to a point where you can make bukus of money. Right reason. Lastly, got a book coming out, folks. I haven't told anybody. This is me sharing it. Don't know if you're going to see it, read it, hear it, but you can go to my website, yourcharlesalexander.com. You can click on coaching business, or you can just go directly to the URL /small business and download the first 3 chapters of how to start a business while working full time. Thanks, folks. Have an awesome weekend.